I am Evan Vaverka. I'm awesome. That's pretty much how that narrows down to. I'm going to give you a Batteryman OTK deck list. It's one of my favorite decks. I've ran it for many years. I like using it. It's fun to play with. Basically, it narrows down to, though, if I get a good hand, it's going to be a good duel. If I get a bad hand, it's going to be a challenge to make it a good duel. But that's what I like having fun with. So here we go. Alright, first monsters I'm going to talk about is Batteryman AA. He is a special little guy. He gains 1,000 attack or defense based on his position for how many ever ones are on the field. So if I only have one on the field, he gains 1,000 attack. If I have 3 on the field, he's at 3,000 attack. Same for defense, 1,000 defense, 3,000 defense. Beautiful card. It works great. Next we have Batteryman Micro-Cell. Micro-Cell is a flip effect. If he is flipped face up, I can special summon a Batteryman from my deck, which works well with the Inferno Reckless. And then if Battery Micro-Cell is destroyed, camera's jumping, Micro-Cell is destroyed, I get to draw a card. And drawing cards is always good. Always good. Next is Batteryman AAA. AAA, if he's normal summon, I can special summon another one from my hand or graveyard, which is really nice, working with rank 4s, exceeds, and just fun to use. I mean, it's kind of a drawback having 0 attack and defense, but generally managed to work around that. Next I have 3 Batteryman Chargers. When you tribute summon him, you can special summon one level 4, or actually no, you can special summon one Batteryman monster from your deck, which also includes a guy named Batteryman Micro-Cell, which we'll get to in a moment. And but his other effect is he gains 300 attack for every Thunder type monster on the field, including himself. So the more I have Thunder on the field, the stronger he gets. And he's just good for beating down on your opponent. Batteryman Micro-Cell, I just mentioned him. He's a good little card. He'd be summoned with Charger, of course. And he, if I had 2 or more Batteryman monsters, so any of these, I can special summon them from my hand, and then I can tribute another Batteryman on the field to send one card my opponent controls back to their hand, which is nice for getting stuff out of the way. I like Super-Electromagnetic Voltech Dragon. He's actually the card that got me started on this whole Batteryman thing. Yeah, he kind of doesn't fit with the other batteries, which is weird, but he has multiple effects based on the monster used to tribute summon him. But the main one I use is Batteryman AA. I can increase the attack of this card by 1,000, so 1 tribute for 3,400 attack is really nice. Batteryman Industrial Strength. I have to remove from play 2 Batteryman monsters from my graveyard to special summon him. When I do, I can remove another Thunder from play to destroy 1 spell trap card on the field and 1 monster on the field. So it's really good for getting stuff out of the way. It's a really good late game card when my graveyard's kind of full, and it's just fun to use. I run a Submarine Monk because it's just a nice card, nice way to get something out on the field to help keep things at bay, so I can rank 4, or another combo I like to use when it works is Thunder King Rai-Oh, bringing him out, so I can stall my opponent out and have something in defense. Last but not least, monster-wise, Morphing Jar. I really love using Morphing Jar. It's probably my favorite card. It's just fun to use. Pretty much reset the hand if you play them right. Magic cards. 3 Inferno Reckless Summon. Inferno Reckless Summon. If I special summon a monster with 1,500 or less attack and my opponent controls a monster, I can summon all other copies I have from my hand, deck, or graveyard. That's really nice in general, especially with AA. And the only drawback is my opponent can do that with their monsters, so if they're running something super boss, it's kind of iffy to use. But most of the time the risk is worth it, because then I can activate Short Circuit. Short Circuit, plain and simple, if I have 3 Batteryman monsters on the field, I can destroy all cards my opponent controls. So say all the Inferno Reckless works out right, I get AA's out there, 9,000 direct attack I can do if I use a short circuit. I run 2 quick chargers and 2 recycling batteries. Both really nice cards, add stuff back to my hand, and they're just good for keeping things moving. I like to use 2 Batteryman Chargers. The Chargers I have to pay 500 and I can special summon a Batteryman from my graveyard. It's really nice for bringing out the bigger guys, but it's also good for AA's for the special summon of Inferno, and same thing with Monster Reborn. From there, it's just staple cards, so like Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Towards Revealing, and then I like to run 2 Pot of Dualities. It's a great card. Just keep adding cards to my hand. It makes my life better when using this deck. Everything works out well. For traps, we have 2 portable battery packs. It's basically Call of the Haunted, built specifically for Batteryman. It lets me special summon 2 Batteryman from my graveyard, no matter level or anything. Only drawback is they have to be in attack position, which if you're running AA's it could kind of hurt, but at the same time it seems to work out in the end. But yeah, late game cards that work really well, or when I want to exceed real quick. Other than that, traps are all staples, so Magic Cylinder, Waboku, Mirror Force, Dark Bribe, and Shadow Spell, just because Shadow Spell is old school and old school is good. Extra deck, I have, you can run generic level 4s, level 3s, and level 1s. There's no level 2 Batteryman. Not like I really want to do anything with that, but I mainly like to run Starliege. He's a great card. It takes 2 level 4 light monsters, and I can handle that pretty easily. Once per turn, remove both materials, negate put a monster at 0 attack and negate their effect, which is really nice. And then handy little effect: if he's destroyed by anything and sent to their graveyard, I get to draw a card, and drawing a card is always good. For side deck, for certain scenarios, I have Batteryman D and another copy of him, and 2 electromagnetic shields, just stall cards. Helps me survive through things that are more relentless than speed decks. Nice little filler if I need to stall out. For decks that really pull from the deck a lot, I like to run Needleworm just to mess with my opponent. It's really great just seeing an E-Hero deck just lose a couple polymerizations to a Needleworm that they just blatantly attacked. They didn't know was there because they were expecting a Micro-Cell or something. It's just helpful little card to have. Other than that, it's pretty much solid staple cards that are all good, such as Mirror of Oaths, and here's rule number 2, Call of Haunted, Goza Match, which is a good card for this deck. Non-aggression area is a really good card for this deck. Now to my 3 that I like the most: Imperial Iron Wall, just to stop things that are moving from my graveyard, or trying to stop my graveyard, stop my special summon. Mirror Mail, it's really great. Summon a AAA to the field with 0 attack, and my opponent's got something big, and they think they're going to do damage to me, and then I activate Mirror Mail, and now I have the same attack as you, and we're all happy. And then one of my favorite cards ever that I discovered a long time ago is a Localized Tornado. It's kind of hard card to use sometimes, but it's really nice because late game I can activate that, reset my entire hand by shuffling my hand and my graveyard back into my deck. And generally when I use that card, I've been saving Morphing Jar for a while, so I end up starting the duel all over again.
I thought you were done, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. My camera's
No.
going all crazy. It's alright, well, that's about it. I thank you for your time, YouTube.
Hey, why do you run it?
Oh, why I run it? I like this deck. It's fun. I like the challenge of it. Like a lot of my decks, if they don't get something right off the bat, they'll either survive and do something really awesome. Like my XYZ deck, I'll show that one later. But yeah, I just like the challenge of it. A lot of my decks are that way. So thank you very much.